Hello, once again. This is not a weekend homily. This is a homily for next year in preparation for my book. So my normal homily will appear tomorrow and Saturday morning. And so I'm just doing this for preparation. You'll find out. I'm putting out a book of homilies for next year's Sunday Masses. But anywho, and it is for the 8th Sunday of the year, March the 3rd, 2019. And it's simple. I like to call this fact check. The readings for the 8th Sunday in ordinary time are simple, ordinary things of everyday life, ordinary time. There's a clip from Sirach in the Old Testament, and there is Jesus in the New Testament. So I'd like to just to read quickly parts of those two and talk about what we think inside our mind, and our attitude is what comes out of our mouth. And very often, if you're extroverted like I am, what you think comes out of your mouth before, and sometimes you say, well, I should have thought about that first. But it's really true. And it happens with all of us, whether we are introverted or extroverted. And Sirach says something, I think, very good about that. How you think and your attitude inside is what really comes out. He says it real simple with analogy here of a sieve, or he says, when a sieve is shaken, the husks appear. When we speak, what comes out of our mouth, our mind appears. And then he goes on and he says, the fruit of a tree shows the care it has had. So too does a man's speech disclose the bent of his mind. Praise no man, or I say, no man or woman before he or she speaks, for it is then that they are tested. What we think is how we speak. And so when you listen carefully to other people and how they speak, you really have a good insight into their minds. Typical of this is prejudice. What you say, the words that you say. Well, that's one. So we need to think good thoughts. We need to think good thoughts about our neighbors and other people. So says Sirach. Well, then in the gospel, that Jesus is talking about sort of not the same thing, but it's very similar. And how we think about other people, and how we are so prone to judge other people. And it's much clearer to us what other people are like and how we judge other people than the clarity of really looking introspectively or into ourselves and judge ourselves. And so Jesus talks about the blind can't lead the blind. Only the person with good sight can lead the people in proper directions. And then he talks about the eye. That you and I are so clever that we can look at other people and we can see the speck in their eye. We can see the fallacy, the smallest fallacy, and judge them and condemn them. when Jesus said, well, what about what's in your eye? What about the wooden plank that's in your eye? If you're going to judge people, at least you can judge them with the same measure that you judge them, you judge yourself. Golly, isn't that true? How easy it is to judge other people. And we do it. And we do it often. Jesus always talks in perfectionisms and ultimates and so forth. And he talks about, well, at least you should use the same measure for other people that you use for yourself. And so he said, look, how can you look and see in your brother, your sister's eye, that little speck of dust or splinter or whatever, when you got this large thing lodged in your own eye? I think one of the nicest, the best, most recent statement, and it's not recent anymore, was from our Pope. When the Pope was asked, well, what about the sinfulness and the evil and etc., about all this homosexual activity and so forth? Well, of course, the church and the Pope's not in favor of homosexuality. But what did he say? He said, whom am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Ultimate judgment comes with God. And thank God that ultimate judgment comes from God. And not some of our brothers and some of our sisters or other people. Everyday life. What's in here? What's in my mind? What are my attitudes? What is my outlook? I am quick to speak. Other people can see and probably comprehend clearer, cleaner, better than we comprehend even what we say so often. And how easy it is to judge a brother or a sister and pretty much harsh, condemn easily him or her, when we don't see the same or bigger imperfections or sins or prejudices in our own life. Okay, folks, now's time for the fat check. Well, I'm not going to do that now here in front of you in the camera. I'll do it my fat check. You turn this off. You leave here, and then you can do your own fat check. Sirach was no dummy, and Jesus was a genius. Have a good day.